So about 6 or 7 years ago, Steve Rosen and I were attending an ASCO function together.
I was at a NCI Cancer Center directors meeting in Washington area, staying at a local hotel, nothing to do at night, surfing channels, and saw the Big Ten network. And it was like a light bulb went on, the power of that significant group of institutions and what they could accomplish together.
As we were talking, we chatted about the notion of creating a Big Ten Cancer Consortium, and I loved it.
Pat Lara then immediately jumped on it and said, boy, this sounds good.
The collective power of institutions working together, and particularly since there are so many NCI designated cancer centers that are in the Big Ten, this seemed like a slam dunk.
And so the next day I went down for breakfast and I took the names of everyone who was in the Big Ten and put us all at the same table.
We got together about 6 or 7 of the NCI directors from Big Ten institutions.
And when people sat down, I said, do you know what we have in common? Initially they didn't see the association. Then I said, we're the Big Ten. And it was clear that this was a great opportunity to bring together all these illustrious institutions.
It resonated with them, and so we moved forward
to create a clinical trials network that in the end could be second to none.
And then of course there's the reputation of the institutions, because they're all high brand recognition institutions from a cancer perspective.
So it's a very unique moment in time for cancer research, and I think a great recognition of the strengths collectively that we could bring together that would enhance what we were all doing individually, which was a common goal to help our patients.
It reflected the spirit of collaboration, but competitiveness, and bringing in the brain trust of these institutions, which is quite deep. And the intent, of course, is to help patients.
There was great enthusiasm. There was a sense that we shared a common mission.
That June 2013 kickoff at ASCO, I'm not easily impressed, and I was like over the moon. It was phenomenal. The reactions, people were talking about it at ASCO. I'm like, holy moly, this is something special they're doing. And that was exactly the intent. That kickoff initially was incredibly successful.
So I had the great opportunity to be the first executive director for the Big Ten Cancer Research Consortium. And for me personally, it was a great opportunity to grow professionally, to develop new relationships, and to really think about trying to help other investigators bring new innovative trials to our patient populations.
The spirit that we all had was to really expedite translation of scientific discoveries from these institutions into meaningful clinical trials that we can provide to our patients. And ultimately the intent is, again, to impact patient care in that way and translate the science, at the same time give opportunities to our investigators to do these clinical trials and grow and learn from the expertise of the consortium.
I think at the very beginning, we simply wanted to get to know our member institutions better, to bring our Big Ten Cancer Research investigators together on a regular basis, to learn what our strengths were collectively at each unique center, and then to move forward with the first set of clinical trials that would try to set the model for the future.
The ultimate, though, was completing our first trial. We were able to open our first trial in less than 80 days from the time of that initial approval of the LOI to the actual first patient on study. And more importantly, we completed our first trial 6 months early. And that was really pointed to the fact that we had set up our infrastructure, I think, appropriately. But even importantly, we were able to deliver on our promise, which was to bring these novel trials that were led by different institutions, so multiple investigators, and actually complete them in an efficient manner.
You have to be really incredibly proud of what the Big Ten Cancer Research Consortium has accomplished just in a short time. We started with an idea, and we now have over 20 trials in the pipeline. There's 11 trials that have been activated, 2 have been completed that are being presented at ASCO this year.
Many consortia, it takes a few years before they get the portfolio of the trials that we have.
It has been successful in establishing its identity. And I think in the first 5 years, that's critical. Clinical research organizations or consortiums, there are many, and it can be a very competitive environment to have staying power. And I think the Big Ten Cancer Research Consortium should be commended for the fact that they have made it to that point.
It really is extraordinary, and I think it's also very telling that many of the companies now are coming to us, and it's not just one or two companies, but we have many different companies coming to us wanting to do trials.
The Big Ten differentiates itself on the basis of this symbolism of a group of high-quality academic institutions who also have this connection through athletics and an opportunity to dialogue with the public in a way that other places can't.
Tremendous opportunity for junior faculty to be able to propose a novel trial, to have mentoring involved, to go to a sponsor and say, look, we have these 12 institutions, all big name recognition institutions, big patient populations. We can accrue to these trials relatively quickly.
The Big Ten provides an opportunity for rapid accrual to trials for a unique demographics with a great deal of diversity. It also brings all the great thought leaders together to plan.
I'm very proud of the collaborations between the institutions, how junior faculty are working with other faculty at other institutions, and also I think the biomarkers that we're now including in many of the studies, I think again will serve us well as we move towards the future.
I think this is an incredible opportunity to be one of the leading cooperative groups in the nation, in part because of the synergies, in part because of the resources that already exist at these institutions, and the sky's the limit.
There's been a lot of milestones and many more to come. So as we continue to develop and create partnerships with our companies, I think we're going to continue to see a growth in the next 5 years, certainly outpace what we've seen in the first 5.
We've shown that as a group we could succeed, and I am hoping that we can even do more in the next 5 years.
It's been very exciting to watch the organization grow, and I look forward to seeing the future and bigger and better things to come.
I think we've only begun to see what the power of this consortium can do.